Destiny is in our hands.
Shine for me! Shine for me! Spree! Shine for me! Shine for me! Come to me! A kind of blueness, boundlessness, devoured me.
When I first saw the hero spotlight for Novaria in Mobile Legends official channel, I thought her skill sets looks extremely underwhelming. And all that doesn't deal damage, and her first skill takes a while to explode. I really thought she would end up being forgotten soon, but how wrong I was. After finishing the mandatory 2 classic games, I started to understand how incredibly powerful this mage actually is. So like any responsible player, I decided to play him in a ranked game right away. But I almost didn't have the chance to pick Novaria here, because our S1 seemed like he wanted to play mage. I had to try to convince him somehow.
You are fencing a cluster!
The falling stars brought us here.
Fortunately our S2 swapped with me. I will explain briefly how each of her skills work, because most of you probably already read the description anyway. Her first skill is quite similar to Gore's second skill, but the improved version. You cast it on the ground and you will immediately slow those affected, and after a brief moment you will explode and stun those who are still in the area. Her second skill allows you to go through any obstacle and moves even faster while going through them. Once the ball returns to you, you can shoot it like Flame Shot. Also, remember that the longer the distance, the more damage it deals, so keep that in mind if you want to deal the maximum amount of damage. Most of my subscribers already know about this, but I'm a sucker for Flame Shot, so you can really imagine how much fun I have while playing this hero, who basically gets Flame Shot for free. Any decent player will always try to sidestep your second skill, so you gotta calculate and try to anticipate where they're gonna go.
Shine for me!
I already fell in love with this hero.
Come to me! Rain of stars!
Another great thing about this mage is that she can clear the wave pretty fast and from a safe distance as well.
Celestial revelation!
Miscalculated the timing of my second skill a little bit.
Come to me!
At first, I thought her ult was really lackluster, but it's actually not too bad. It has a long and wide range, and those who are affected are super slowed down. Their hitboxes are a lot bigger, and you get vision of them for a while. Heroes like Franco and Mincitar will benefit quite a lot from that big hitbox size, and of course Novaria herself.
Shine for me!
Another thing that I like about this mage is that you can actually rotate pretty damn fast thanks to the extra movement speed you get from her second skill.
Stellar confinement! Come to me! Shine for me!
Her passive basically grants vision on any enemies who get hit by her skills, slows them down, and even make your skill deals extra damage according to the target's max HP. Pretty helpful against tanky heroes, which is still the meta till this day.
Come to me! By the will of the stars, celestial revelation! Come to me!
I can't believe he actually took the bait. I guess we really shouldn't underestimate the effectiveness of the recall taunt.
Meet your end. Come to me. Come to me.
Nana is learning, but I'm also learning from her learning.
Come to me. Shine for me.
Hanzo really wants his revenge, but now that he ulted, we have a bit more freedom to play extra aggressive.
Come to me. Rain of stars.
An enemy has been slain.
Celestial revelation.
At this point, Nana already knows the drill.
Shine for me. You saw
Shut down.
it. Come to
Hey
me.
there.
Shine for me.
Didn't take into account Estes slow.
By the will of the stars. Come to me. Behold the stars. Come to me. Shine for me. Stellar.
That was actually embarrassing. I think I got a bit too excited when I saw Hanzo's HP.
Come to me. Rain of stars. Shine for me.
An ally has slain the turtle.
Rain of stars. By the will of the stars.
Launch attack.
Come to me. Come to me.
Our turret has been destroyed.
Come to me. Rain of stars. Rain of stars.
Now it's my turn.
Shine for me. Rain of stars.
Maybe he's still around the area.
Nope.
Stellar confinement. Come to me.
It's actually quite easy to dodge her second skill if the target is not affected by her ult. And this is why this time I will make sure to ult first and then pew pew him.
Your team destroyed the turtle. Unstoppable. Our turret has been destroyed. Team destroyed the turret.
Rain of stars.
Request
Come to me. Celestial revelation.
Her ult is actually amazing for securing the neutral objectives.
ally has slain all.
Come to me. Rain of stars. Come to me.
Enemy has been slain.
Shine for me.
Their DPS are all dead. There's no need to be afraid of a Franco.
Shine for me. Stellar confinement. Come to me. Come to me. Celestial revelation.
Your team
Come to me.
This is when I realized the Enchanted Talisman will be really useful for her, not only for sustaining her mana, but the cooldown reduction will allow her to constantly keep sniping the opponents.
Come to me. A kind of
Target
blueness,
locked.
boundlessness, divided me.
Monster kill.
I think I found my next favorite hero.
Come to me. Stellar confinement. Come to me.
Although we are quite ahead at this point, the game is really not over yet, especially since we are heading into the very late game territory, and their Hands is actually a really solid pick against many of our less mobile heroes, such as Layla and Estes.
Shine for me. Everyone looks to me for only. Stellar confinement. Shine for me.
It's so easy to hit the target when they are affected by Novaria's ult.
Come to me. Come to me. Get lost in the stardust.
Oof, that's not good.
Come to me. Rain of stars. A kind of blue. Come to me. Stellar confinement. Come to me.
Guess in which bush Lilia is hiding, A or B?
Rain of stars.
Well, gotta finish what I started.
Come to me. Shine for me. Celestial revelation. Rain, come to me.
Our turret is under attack.
Shine for me.
Now that I got Enchanted Talisman, I don't need the Demon Shoes anymore.
I won't look back. Come to me.
Why is it so satisfying every time her second skill hits?
Come to me. Shine for me. Rain of stars. Celestial revelation. Shine for me.
Novaria is such a menace, they are all afraid of getting hit by her.
Come to me. Shine for me. Rain of stars. Come to me. Shine for me. Stellar confinement. Rain of stars.
Not gonna lie, my eyes were completely focused on the opponent's movement that I didn't notice our main damage dealer left to do the Lord, and probably the rest of my team didn't notice either.
Come to me. By the will of come to me. Celestial revelation. Shine for me.
But to be fair, probably the safest move should have been just to take the Lord.
An ally has been slain.
Let's actually use Novaria's strength. I should just keep poking them from afar first and make them quite low, and once they're low enough, we should be more comfortable taking the fight.
Come to me. Rain of stars. Come to me. Stellar confinement. Rain of stars. Come to me.
It seems like my advice wasn't effective.
Rain of stars.
We actually threw pretty hard. Is this the end?
Shine for me! Come to me! Shine for me! Rain of stars! Come to me! Come to me! Shine for me! You saw it. Come to me! Shine for me! Celestial revelation! Shine for me! Come to me! Shine for me! Behold the stars! Come to me! Stellar confinement! Rain of stars! Come to me! Rain of stars!
Not gonna lie, I was a bit worried for a moment there. It would have been really disappointing that such a good game will end up being a loss, especially considering this was my first ranked match with her. Anyway, those who have tried her already, what do you guys think about her? I personally don't think she's that insanely OP, but definitely not weak at all. I'll have to play her a few more times in different compositions and see how strong she actually is, but so far I think Novaria is a pretty solid mage. Anyway, thanks for watching till the end. See ya.